Common sense buffs. It's been a long time. I shouldn't have left you without some dope content to react to. Back again on the channel. Pray that God is blessing you. And if you're going through something right now, remember hard times don't last forever. So thankful to the Almighty for all He is doing for me. All right, guys, thank you so much for running up the last video where we reacted to Juju Lewis's freshman highlights. I appreciate all of the likes, subscriptions, and engagement that we got on that video. But I want to keep it going here with a reaction to one of my favorite offensive weapons that Juju Lewis is going to have in 2026, and that is third-year running back Micah Welch. So without further ado, let's get right into this reaction. But before we do that, let's give a very big shout out to the Feev, F-E-E-V, which is the channel that we're collaborating on to do this reaction. They have 443 subscribers. They have a lot of Colorado Buffaloes highlights. So if you're looking for your favorite player and want to see highlights from 2025 or before that, go ahead and check out the Feev and let them know that Common Sense Buffs sent you. All right, let's get right into this thing, man. We're looking at 2025 highlights from Micah Welch. Let's go ahead and make this big screen. And let's start this thing off. All right, this is against Georgia Tech early in the first half. And look at that. This is one of the reasons why I love Micah Welch, right? He runs low, he gets downhill fast, and he's not afraid of contact. Now, what I've seen a lot in college football, like when I played football in the 90s and 2000s, what they taught us was you wanted to hit them in the center line. But nowadays, I see a lot of guys going for the legs. The problem with trying to do that with Micah Welch is that he gets his shoulder pads so low that at his knee level is where you're going to eat shoulder pass. And that safety paid the price for trying to go low, thinking he could take his legs out. But Micah got lower. Let's see this replay right here. In this go-go offense where they're going to run the ball, you want to see your running backs giving out punishment and not taking punishment. So big run there. Patience right there. Waits for the plays to develop, and it's going to take 2 or 3 guys to bring down Micah. I love the patience right there. Again with the run. I like how he's not, he knows how to get skinny. So if the hole isn't a gaping hole, he knows how to get skinny to get right through that hole, right? So you see the hole kind of collapsing with Zach Atkins there getting pushed into the hole, but he's able to get skinny and squeeze his way through. Let's see that again. You want a running back that can make something out of nothing, get skinny, and get 5 yards or so on third down. Patience, patience. Hits the hole and explodes, right? First down, maybe a 30-yard run there. Let's watch this replay. Watch the patience. Now, it's great to see that our tackle, right tackle, I think that's Johnson there. Look how big he is. He's able to pull, and Micah is patient, lets his blocks develop, and gets downhill. I love to see that, and love to see that Johnson is back at that right tackle spot this year. Again, he is giving out punishment, right? I did not hear pads cracking like this for our defense, but look at our running back laying out hits. That guy is not going to want to tackle him all night. Again, it's going to take 3 or 4 people to bring him down. I love to see that. Patience, lets his blocks develop, able to bounce it outside and get upfield. Great use of the stiff arm. He has great contact balance as well, which is what I love. Again, this content is being used for commentary. Big shout out to the Feev. I'm using this for fair use. Keeps his legs moving. He's a bowling ball, man. Love it. Again, these are critical yards. It's 2nd and 2. Jordan Seaton gets pushed back into the play. Micah Welch cuts off of him. You know, two guys on him, one around his legs, one around his, two around his legs, and he still gets off and gets the 2 yards needed. And he's another thing. He's a great pass catcher coming out of the backfield, very reliable, and it's great for a quarterback to have that kind of outlet in his running back. He can not only run between the tackles, you can see that he's able to break the ball to the outside and run. I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of this happen. I know in the go-go, you're going to need wide receivers that can block. Let's keep our eyes on Hakeem Williams right there, number 5. Right, this is what you want to see from your wide receivers. I know it's one of the things that we talked about, that the wide receiver class from 2024, you know, the Travis Hunters, LaJohntay Westers, those guys were great blockers, right? And what Coach Marion talks about is how you play without the ball is a sign that how much you love your teammates. And you see Hakeem right there getting out on the edge. Look how big he is, man. He looks about as tall. I mean, of course, this is on film, so you don't know what the angle is. Looks about as tall as Jordan Seaton. He gets, you know, his hands. You can see where his hand placement is. He's trying to get right on the inside of those pads so you can't get called for holding, right? If he's on the outside of the shoulder pads and they can see where the jersey might pull, you could get called for holding right there. But he's on the inside, it looks like, from here. And he forces his man outside, and there's the hole. Great job, Hakeem Williams. Another example of being able to get skinny there. Just squeezes through that hole, right? Wherever there's a little bit of daylight, he's able to get through it. Keep the legs running. This is another, I think the last play he needed 2 yards. Here he needs 2 yards again. And this is one of the things you need reliably in your running back. You know, if you need 2 or 3 yards, you have the kind of back that's going to get it for you. So great job there. He just keeps his legs churning. Just contact in the backfield. He just keeps that pile moving. And being a reliable pass catcher for your quarterback. And he shows you, hey, look, if I get in the open field, I can make a move. Sets his man up for the juke and gets some extra yards there. So great job. Sometimes in a running play, you don't need a big play. You just need positive yardage. Like I said, reliable pass catcher. Now, if Zach gets this block right here, right, this is what, I mean, you know, when you're watching on TV, you're not watching film. You don't see all the little missed assignments, right? And he has to make a move here to really get the yards that he got. But, man, if Zach breaks down here and takes the inside to the outside and he could seal this guy off, that's how this play is supposed to work. You'll see here and on the replay that he whiffs on his block. See, if he had gone inside and pushed it, if he was more inside versus where this guy cuts off of him. Now, this guy takes a risk too, which is why Micah is able to get to the inside. I'm guessing the defensive coordinator is probably going to be mad as well. I think this guy is supposed to force Micah inside, but he ducks underneath, and Micah still gets the outside. But you'd love to see Zach Atkins get the block here. Whiffs on him. You'll see it here on the replay as well. Draylon getting hands on his man. Like to see that from the wide receiver. Contact balance. Hard to bring down. You're not going to get him with an arm tackle. Patient, gets the first down. Now that's 2nd and 5, right? You want to be able to get that on 2nd and 5. Still moves the legs, gets the first down. Oh, that's a dirty play, number 21. Now, this is something, I know he had some fumbles his freshman season. This is something he has to fix, right? He has to feel that guy coming from the outside. He has to feel him right here, and he's so focused on getting to the end zone, he doesn't feel that guy. He just doesn't feel him. He has eyes on the end zone, which Micah Welch he gets to the end zone, but he just has to protect the ball there. Good tough run. Look at that. Keeps his legs moving. Now that's a gigantic hole by that offensive line. Who's that? Number 71. Xavier Hill. Watch him get the chip and then get to the second level, get the linebacker sealed off, and Micah can break through. Let me see if I can do this with a cursor for us fans to kind of enjoy. Here's Xavier Hill. He gets his chip, and then he gets to the second level, and then allows Micah to break this run. Great job, Xavier Hill. There you go. Celebrate with him. Great play design. Draylon downfield blocking. Love to see it. Again, the ability to get skinny. Get skinny right there. Get through the hole. Micah's my guy, man. He's my starting running back all day in that go-go offense. Think you could pair him up with a smaller, speedier back like a DeKalen Taylor, or you could go big, right, and get him with the Alabama transfer or the Henderson. You can get him in there. You know, you could go power back set with him and another power back, or you could get him with a speed guy. Look out. 1, 2, 3, almost breaks 4 tackles. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? If number 1 doesn't help number 3, he probably drags number 3 all the way to the first down. That's what you like to see. Patience and vision. All right, you're going to need all those guys to bring him down. First down. Again, those 2 yards, he's reliable for that. 2nd and 2, 3rd and 2, give the ball to Micah. He's going to get there. Great job by the O-line blocking. Big play. Now, this time he feels number 21 and he tucks the ball, right? Versus the last time we didn't feel the other guy coming. There he is. He senses him. Dude wants to punch the ball out right there. Tuck that ball, right? Get the other hand over the top. Protect the ball. Keep his legs moving. That was probably a 1-yard gain, turns into a 3-4 yard gain. All of those little 2-3 yards here and there matters. Again, gets skinny. 5 yards, he gets 4. Moves his feet, finds the hole. Gets through there. Gets 4 yards. These are body punches in boxing. They're landing body punches. That's what you want to do. It's 4th and 1 and you get it. You want to be able to have a back where if it's 4th and 1, you give it to him. You know, even if there's contact, he's gonna fall forward. I love what I'm seeing from Micah Welch right now. Let me know in the comments, man. What are you seeing from Micah Welch? Are you excited? Is he your starting running back, or you have somebody else starting for the Colorado Buffaloes this season? Micah Welch is my guy. Now, this is what you have. Let's watch this linebacker right here. Okay. So they bring Zach across the formation. He's going to, I think this is his man right here to seal off. Now, because you have a quarterback, and this is what's going to be interesting about how Juju Lewis gets used, because Juju can run with his legs. Watch how this play action freezes this linebacker right here, because he has to respect Caden Salter, because if Zach's man is this guy, then he has responsibility for the quarterback, right? So you'll see how the play develops when they're able to move him out of this spot that he's in to come out here and try to play the quarterback, and what that does for Micah. Let's watch it. They just moved him over because he had eyes on the quarterback, and that's how you get those yards. Third and 3, and he gets it. I think you're going to see a ton of this in 2026. 3rd and 4, 3rd and 3, 2nd and 4. The ball is going to go to Micah Welch. He can run between the tackles, and he can get the ball to the outside. You know, he hasn't hit any home runs so far, meaning runs of 50 yards, 60 yards for a touchdown. But he sure has gotten his share of 25 and 30 yards, right? He's hit a bunch of doubles. He hits a bunch of singles, which you want from your power back, but he can hit a double, right? He can go 10, 12, 15 reliably. He's going to give you, 2-3 times a game, a 25, 30-yard run. And what you want to see this season in the go-go is Micah Welch get the ball 5 to 6 times a quarter. Right? You want him with 20, 22 carries a game. All right, now let's watch this here and what I mean by body punches in boxing. Now, he is about to body punch number 43, and you'll see what these body punches do to a player throughout the game, which is why the running game is so critical, all right? Watch this boxing match between Micah Welch and this safety over the next couple of plays. Okay? Let's square up. Boom, I invite the contact, right? He almost breaks the tackle, but he gets some help. Next play. Right, now let's watch this next one. That's 43 who gets run over right here. All right, watch this play. This is number 43 right here. Again, 3rd and 1. He's about to get run over. Get off me. Now, he does not want to tackle him anymore. And let me show you what happens when you body punch a guy with the run game. This is 43 right here. Watch what he does when he sees Micah Welch coming for a 3rd time. Whiffs. He doesn't want that anymore. This is what you get with a downhill running game. Safeties and linebackers not wanting to tackle. And I told you, 2 to 3 times a game, he's going to get you a double, maybe a triple, 25, 30-yard run. Jab, 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 right hook. Ooh, you almost broke that. Again, when guys don't want to tackle you high, and now they're playing the shoestring game, bouncing it to the outside, always handing out punishment. Third down and 1, second and 3, third and 3, third and 2. Give the ball to Micah. Fourth and 1. Are they going to replay this? Fourth and 1. Look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't bring them down. Short yardage distance. He's your guy. Third and goal. Short yardage. He gets it. That's why he's my starting running back. Hey, great to see Caleb Mathis in the game. We talk about how guys are going to get playing time in this loaded wide receiver room, man. It looks like, Prime's philosophy. He's going to reward guys. Guys are going to get some playing time if they're practicing. There's Caleb Mathis right here playing wide receiver. Love to see it. Again, he's like an insurance policy that always pays, man. Good blocking by the O-line. All right, there you have it, guys. That's my reaction to the 2025 highlights of Micah Welch. I want to hear from you. Is Micah Welch your starting running back in 2026, or do you have another player in mind? I appreciate you guys so much for engaging with this video, staying tuned all the way towards the end. And then please, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, comment, and until next time, peace.